Will the AI bubble burst in 2026? How catastrophic could it be for ordinary investors? Will it be as bad as the dotcom crash of late 1990s or even worse? The fact is, no one has a definite answer. But will it be wrong to ask, is Sam Altman the bubble man if the bubble indeed exists? Sample this. AI startups cornered more than 50% of all global funding in 2025. Venture capitalists pumped more than $200 billion in the AI sector last year. AI deals gave birth to more than 50 new billionaires in 2025. The web of deals around OpenAI is estimated at about $1.4 trillion. Nvidia became the first company to reach $5 trillion market cap in October 2025. Goldman Sachs now predicts AI companies will spend $500 billion in 2026. These are extraordinary numbers. To put the numbers in perspective, Nvidia's valuation of $5 trillion dwarfs the GDP of all countries except the United States and China. And these numbers are now beginning to weigh on the minds of AI players. Sundar Pichai, who heads Google's parent firm Alphabet, openly admitted an element of irrationality in the AI boom. And Pichai's message was clear: no company will be immune if and when the AI bubble bursts. So how did we reach here? The story begins in 2015 when Sam Altman, Elon Musk and a few others co-founded OpenAI. At that time, Sam Altman had warned that development of superhuman machine intelligence is probably the greatest threat to the continued existence of humanity. And yet, the quest continued. Fast forward to November 2022 and OpenAI announces the first version of ChatGPT. The rest, as they say, is history. In the last 3 years, Sam Altman made dozens of statements, stealing global spotlight and became the darling of business news channels. By 2022, Sam Altman was the unofficial but undisputed mascot of AI revolution. Only in January last year, Sam Altman in an interview to Bloomberg said, AGI will probably get developed during Trump's term. Altman's former colleague Elon Musk claims that AGI will outsmart the smartest human this year. Altman seems to be aiming even higher, stating that the aim is now superintelligence in the true sense of the word. The poster boy of AI has set his eyes on a quote-unquote glorious future. In one of his blog posts in September last year, Sam Altman wrote that not only AI will be a fundamental driver of the economy, it could eventually become a fundamental human right. Not to be outdone, Elon Musk has now prophesied there will be no poverty in the future and no need to save money. Musk also claims that people will take up hobbies instead of jobs, since in his vision there will be universal high income. By the way, you must be aware that Sam Altman is already a billionaire, and Tesla shareholders in November last year approved a pay package of $1 trillion for Elon Musk. Let's pause for a minute. If the two stalwarts of AI or AGI are to be believed, AI will become a fundamental driver of global economy. AI will one day become fundamental human right. Poverty will be eradicated once and for all. There will be universal high income in place of jobs. These statements over the years, coupled with the enormous spending power of the Silicon Valley, are a perfect recipe for creating a frenzy that could end up becoming a bubble. While economists almost universally agree that it is impossible to predict a bubble until it has burst, the classic ingredients of an economic bubble are not so difficult to identify. First, create the hype, then attract investors who automatically become the brand ambassadors, create more hype and see the asset prices soar. But the bubble bursts when those same investors knock on the door with a single question: where is the return on my money? Investopedia also describes a bubble as an economic cycle characterized by rapid escalation of market value. It further notes that a bubble usually forms when asset prices surge due to highly optimistic market behavior. During a bubble, assets typically trade at a price or within a price range that greatly exceeds the asset's intrinsic value. In other words, the price does not align with the fundamentals of the asset. And this brings us back to the same question. Is there indeed an AI bubble, and is it going to burst this year? Leading real money prediction platform Polymarket sees a 30% chance of an AI bubble crash by the end of 2026. But not everyone seems to be worried. And Jensen Huang is clearly not. On a call with analysts in November last year, the Nvidia CEO said there's been a lot of talk about an AI bubble. From our vantage point, we see something very different. But it was Amazon founder Jeff Bezos who seemed most articulate in defining the investor dilemma. During the Italian Tech Week, Bezos noted, when people get very excited as they are today about artificial intelligence, every experiment gets funded. And investors have a hard time in the middle of this excitement distinguish between the good ideas and the bad ideas. A bubble like a banking bubble, a crisis in the banking system, that's just bad. The ones that are industrial are not nearly as bad. It could even be good because when the dust settles and you see who are the winners, society benefits from those inventions. Joseph Briggs of Goldman Sachs also published a note in October. Briggs and his colleagues argued that anticipated investment levels are sustainable, although the ultimate AI winners remain less clear. IMF chief economist also notes that AI boom is not financed by debt. And that means that if there is a market correction, some shareholders, some equity holders may lose out. But it does not necessarily transmit to the broader financial system and create impairments in the banking system or in the financial system more broadly. Bubble or no bubble? The AI debate till now has been shaped by the big tech in collusion with business news media. But it would be in everyone's interest if more people start voicing their informed opinions. Questions are already being asked. Who stands to benefit from productivity gains? Workers or corporates? Is AI revolution already exacerbating wealth inequality? Why are politicians not taking meaningful regulatory steps? We will try to address these questions and more in our next video. We will also try and understand how economic bubbles ruin lives but benefit the schemers. Because when you lose money, someone else makes money. And who knows this better than Sam Altman, who in an interview to The Verge admitted someone is going to lose a phenomenal amount of money. We don't know who, and a lot of people are going to make a phenomenal amount of money. And if you appreciate our effort, please consider subscribing to the channel and sharing the video with those who might be interested.